My husband's amnesia revealed the secret life he hid from me. Chapter 1, The Accident. Hannah's life changes in an instant with a late-night phone call. Her husband, Adam, has been in a severe car accident. She rushes to the hospital, her heart pounding with fear, imagining the worst. Arriving, she finds him unconscious, bruised, and hooked up to machines, his once familiar face obscured by bandages and monitors. She grips his hand, whispering his name, hoping for a flicker of recognition. When he finally opens his eyes, Adam's gaze is vacant, devoid of any recognition. Confusion replaces fear as doctors explain he has amnesia. Hannah is devastated but hopeful, determined to help him remember their life together. Adam's amnesia sends a shockwave through their relationship. He looks around their home, seeming like a stranger, and his once familiar eyes are now filled with a wary detachment. As Hannah tries to help him piece together their memories through photo albums, home videos, and stories, she feels like she's losing him all over again. Every attempt at connection feels hollow, and the man she once knew now acts like a polite guest in his own life. Each day, Hannah's hope that his memory will return dwindles, especially when she senses an unspoken tension in Adam, as if he's harboring secrets even he can't understand. Chapter 2, Fractured Memories. As days pass, Hannah notices subtle but unsettling changes in Adam's behavior. His reactions to their family photos are distant, even strained, as if they belong to someone else. One day, while she's organizing the kitchen, she watches as he hesitates at their wedding picture, studying it as though it's foreign to him. When she tries to talk about their honeymoon, he brushes her off, looking distracted and almost disturbed. Though she tries to dismiss it, fear starts to creep into her mind. What if his amnesia isn't just about lost memories, but hints at something he's hiding? The atmosphere in their home becomes tense as Adam starts avoiding certain rooms, especially his office. Hannah remembers how he used to spend hours there, lost in his work, and the sudden aversion leaves her unnerved. Desperate to get back a sense of normalcy, she suggests going back to their usual routines, but Adam resists, claiming he needs more time. His reluctance makes her wonder if there's something in his office he doesn't want to remember. Each day, the distance between them grows wider, and Hannah begins to suspect that Adam's amnesia might be shielding secrets that he's unwilling to confront. Chapter 3, The Missing Pieces. Determined to understand what's really going on, Hannah starts sifting through Adam's belongings, hoping for any clue about his behavior. Her search leads her to a hidden drawer in his office desk, where she finds a small, locked box. Inside, there's a key attached to a label with an address she doesn't recognize. Curiosity and a growing sense of betrayal push her to investigate further. After days of deliberation, she hires a locksmith to help her open the storage unit at the address. The drive is nerve-wracking, her mind races with scenarios, each one worse than the last. What could Adam possibly have hidden there? At the storage unit, Hannah's heart sinks. The space is filled with expensive clothes, luxury watches, and framed photos of Adam with an unfamiliar woman. Her heart pounds as she realizes that the woman, confidently wrapped around her husband, is more than just a friend. Her name is Serena, and the letters she finds reveal an intimate relationship stretching back years. She stands in shock, clutching the evidence of her husband's double life. It dawns on her that their entire marriage may have been a facade, her husband split between two worlds she never even knew existed. Chapter 4, The Storage Unit. Hannah spends hours in the storage unit, rifling through the remnants of her husband's secret life. Serena's personal belongings, letters filled with endearments, and even love poems written by Adam show a side of him she never knew, a side that belonged wholly to someone else. There are photos of him in places he had told her were business trips, images that reveal a man in love, yet not with his wife. Her disbelief turns into anger and heartbreak, every letter and photograph a painful confirmation of his betrayal. The image of the husband she once adored shatters, replaced by a stranger she can barely stand to remember. Returning home, Hannah confronts Adam, her voice shaking with anger and pain. She thrusts the evidence before him, demanding an explanation, but his reaction stuns her. Instead of guilt or remorse, Adam's face is a mask of confusion. He insists he doesn't recognize Serena or any of the items she found, that he genuinely has no memory of the life she's accusing him of leading. Hannah watches him carefully, wondering if his amnesia is real or a convenient excuse. His blank gaze leaves her feeling unmoored, as though she's fighting ghosts of the past while he hides behind a shield of lost memories. Chapter 5, Confrontation and Confusion. Hannah's anger escalates, but with Adam's continued insistence that he has no memory of Serena, a sliver of doubt creeps into her mind. What if he's telling the truth? She feels trapped between conflicting emotions, anger for his betrayal and confusion over his seemingly sincere denial. Deciding she needs more proof, she hires a private investigator to find out who Serena is and how long the affair has been going on. As she waits for answers, she begins to doubt herself, wondering if the truth is as simple as it appears. Her once stable life is now riddled with suspicion and second-guessing. Days later, the investigator delivers a file filled with information on Serena. The revelations are staggering. Serena was not only Adam's lover but had also been deeply involved in his business dealings. She had access to his finances, a separate property under her name, and bank transfers linking Adam to hidden accounts. The reality of Adam's betrayal is undeniable, and Hannah is forced to confront the fact that her husband was living a double life. The pain is almost unbearable, each discovery twisting the knife of betrayal deeper. In that moment, she realizes she can never trust Adam again. Chapter 6, A Second Home. Unable to resist, Hannah visits the second home her investigator uncovered, an upscale apartment in the city's most luxurious neighborhood. Her heart sinks as she enters the space and finds it filled with traces of another woman's life, one who had clearly played a significant role in Adam's existence. The apartment is filled with designer furniture, art, and hints of Serena's presence. Every detail points to a relationship that went beyond mere convenience. This was a place where he had cultivated an entirely separate life, one filled with passion and secrets. Walking through the apartment, Hannah feels like an intruder in her own marriage. It's as if she's observing a stranger's life, yet it belongs to the man she's loved for years. The realization hits her hard. This wasn't just an affair, it was a betrayal on every level, one that challenged the very foundation of her identity. Standing in that apartment, she feels the weight of her husband's deception crush her. Her love for him morphs into a bitter ache, and for the first time, she envisions a life without Adam, free from the pain his lies have caused. Chapter 7, A Mysterious Visitor. Just when she believes things can't get worse, a stranger shows up at her door, a woman who claims to be Serena's sister. She demands to know when Adam plans to settle an old debt Serena had accumulated on his behalf. The sister's arrival shocks Hannah, who listens as she reveals financial dealings between Adam and Serena that were far more entangled than she imagined. Serena's sister implies that Adam had been using company funds to sustain Serena's lifestyle, leaving Hannah to realize that his betrayal extended beyond their marriage and into their financial security. This visit is the final straw for Hannah. As the sister leaves, Hannah's mind races with questions about Adam's motives and integrity. The web of deceit is far more complex than she initially thought, and she wonders if she ever really knew her husband at all. Determined to protect herself and reclaim control, she hires a forensic accountant to investigate their finances. The unraveling of Adam's double life has only just begun, and Hannah braces herself for the worst, realizing she may be on the verge of losing everything she once held dear. Chapter 8, Financial Secrets Unveiled. Hannah receives the forensic accountant's report and is horrified. Adam had meticulously siphoned off funds into secret accounts, each withdrawal marked by extravagant spending on luxury items, vacations, and gifts for Serena. Her heartbreak turns to anger as she realizes the extent of his deceit. He had prioritized another woman over their life together, risking their financial stability for a life of lies. The money he'd stolen wasn't just a betrayal of trust, it was a theft of the life they'd built together. Determined to sever her ties with Adam, Hannah files for divorce. She begins gathering all the necessary documentation, feeling a sense of liberation with each paper she signs. The love she once had for Adam is gone, replaced by a fierce resolve to protect herself. Her heartache remains, but she channels it into reclaiming her independence. Adam may have broken their marriage, but Hannah refuses to let him break her spirit. Chapter 9, Adam's Desperation. When Adam realizes the gravity of his actions and the potential loss of his family, he becomes frantic, begging Hannah for forgiveness. His amnesia has begun to fade, and memories of his life with her resurface, but Hannah is unmoved. She has seen the lengths he went to betray her and cannot fathom returning to a man who treated her so cruelly. Adam's desperation grows as he tries to explain away his actions, but she's heard enough lies. Hannah's refusal leaves Adam shattered, and for the first time, he feels the weight of his own actions. She watches him unravel, torn between pity and resentment, but she stands her ground. The woman she once was, the one who would have forgiven him, hoped for reconciliation, is gone. In her place stands a stronger, wiser version of herself, and as she steps out of their life together, she knows that she will never look back. Chapter 10, Finding Freedom. As the divorce proceedings unfold, Hannah feels a sense of freedom she hasn't experienced in years. She immerses herself in rebuilding her life, rediscovering passions she had set aside for her marriage. Friends and family rally around her, and she finds unexpected strength in the support of those who see her resilience and courage. Though the pain of betrayal still lingers, Hannah focuses on the future, determined to emerge stronger than before. In moments of solitude, she reflects on the life she almost continued with Adam. Each memory, once tinged with affection, is now a reminder of how easily deception can be hidden behind a familiar face. Slowly but surely, Hannah lets go of the love she once had for him, transforming it into lessons learned and boundaries forged. The betrayal, though heartbreaking, has become a stepping stone in her journey towards self-discovery and independence. Chapter 11, A New Beginning. Months after the divorce is finalized, Hannah moves into a new home, one filled with colors and decor that reflect her personality rather than the compromises she made during her marriage. Her newfound freedom invigorates her, and she begins to explore hobbies and friendships that she once neglected. Every step forward feels like reclaiming pieces of herself, and with each day, she feels the weight of Adam's betrayal lifting from her heart. One day, she meets someone new, a kind and understanding man named Lucas who respects her journey and understands her hesitation. Slowly, they build a friendship, sharing laughter and meaningful conversations that remind her of the beauty of connection without secrets. Lucas becomes a source of warmth and support, and though she's cautious, Hannah feels the beginnings of a new love stirring within her. The pain Adam caused no longer has a hold on her heart, instead, it has paved the way for a future filled with authenticity and mutual respect. Chapter 12, Adam's Realization. Adam, meanwhile, is haunted by the life he threw away. With his memories fully restored, he confronts the enormity of his actions and the devastation he caused not only to Hannah but to himself. His double life and lies now weigh heavily on him, and he finds himself alone, the consequences of his choices echoing in his empty home. Every attempt to move on is overshadowed by memories of Hannah's kindness, her patience, and the love he once took for granted. Desperate to reconcile, Adam reaches out to her, but Hannah's response is clear: she has moved on and is building a life without him. The realization shatters Adam, and for the first time, he truly grasps the finality of his choices. He loses not only the woman he loved but also the chance at redemption, as Hannah's journey now belongs solely to herself. Alone, Adam must come to terms with the consequences of his betrayal, knowing that his actions have irrevocably changed both of their lives. Epilogue: Rising Above. Years later, Hannah is surrounded by friends and family in her new life, content and fulfilled. She's learned to love and trust again, her heart healed through resilience and the people who truly cared for her. Adam has become a distant memory, a painful lesson in valuing self-worth and demanding honesty. Looking back, she is grateful for her journey, no longer bound by the betrayal that once defined her. Now, she lives each day with authenticity, unburdened by the past. Her life is filled with laughter, love, and the knowledge that she deserves happiness without compromise. Hannah's story becomes an inspiration to others, a testament to the power of resilience and the courage to leave behind what no longer serves. She has risen above the shadows of her past and found a future illuminated by the strength of her own spirit.